The leadership of 3 pre-tertiary teacher unions in various regions has given the government until May 13 to address their conditions of service. These unions include the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, the National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, and the Coalition of Concerned Teachers, CCT. Now addressing the media, the Regional Secretary of NAT, Peter Boateng, said tensions are rising within the labour sector, necessitating urgent actions from the government to prevent any disruptions. The following report looks at various concerns from the Greater Accra, Ashanti and the Upper East regions.
With the key role teachers play in the educational sector, issues of improved conditions of service come atop. However, these teachers complained that the government has turned a blind eye as several allowances owed them have not been paid. These are deprived area allowance, the upward adjustment of the continuous professional development allowance, book and data and online support allowance, and the extra assessment allowance. As a result, the leadership of the teacher unions has issued an ultimatum to government to heed their demands to prevent any disruptions on the labour front.
For the avoidance of doubt, the allowances we have been calling for over the past 15 years were many. However, due to several considerations in line with good faith, we have reduced them to 4, which include the following: deprived area allowance, the extra assessment allowance, book data online support allowance, and upward adjustment of the CPD allowance. We wish to re-echo that we have become inundated with deliberate reluctance, complacency, and aloofness by the employer, a behavior which we cannot contain any longer. Consequently, we are giving the employer up to May 13, 2024 to, as a matter of urgency, address our grievances.
The deprived area allowance and the upward adjustments of their continuous professional development allowance are one of the many allowances that these teacher unions in the Greater Accra region want the government to pay them. They've given an ultimatum that by May 13th, if they hear nothing positive, they would advise themselves. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Kennedy Chumesi.
In the Ashanti region, leaders of the unions say there is pressure from their members to get these concerns addressed.
Every worker is motivated to work, and the lower the motivation, the less productivity. And so we are asking for these allowances not because of anything, but because we want to boost the morale of our workers, our members, so they can put in more.
These days, members are endowed. I mean, they read around. So anytime there is an opportunity for such a negotiation, members do not just consider what happens in Ghana or in Africa, but also worldwide. So whatever that they have seen, whatever that they have heard, and they know and think at least will help them, they try to kind of influence leaders to go for it. And as the government is kind of dilly-dallying with us, members are putting pressure, very much pressure on us.
The unions comprising the Ghana National Association of Teachers, National Association of Graduate Teachers, and Coalition of Concerned Teachers lament how productivity is being affected due to the non-payment of the allowances.
Despite this gesture of good faith from the unions, the government is still adamant and has demonstrated bad faith. This has oftentimes culminated in high-level despondency and dissatisfaction for leadership.
The unions say they are not happy with the government's approach to these issues.
The 3 teacher unions say they will continue to press on the government until their demands are met. Hafiz Tijani, Citi News, Kumasi, Ashanti region.
Members of the 3 pre-tertiary teacher unions clad in red, on Monday convened at the Upper West Regional Office of the National Association of Graduate Teachers to address the media on their grievances. The Upper West Regional Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, speaking on behalf of the three teacher unions, decried that in spite of several efforts to get their grievances addressed, the government appears to be paying lip services to the payment of their allowances as contained in the 2020 collective agreement.
Since the negotiation of our collective agreement in 2009 and after the 2020 collective agreement, the unions have known no peace, owing to the government's continual failure to implement the allowances agreed on, as well as fulfill promises given. Media gathered here, the allowances we have been battling over the past 15 years and counting are 17. However, due to several considerations, we have reduced them to 4. These are the deprived area allowance, the extra duty stroke assessment allowance, the book stroke data stroke online teaching support allowance, and the upward adjustment of the continuous professional development allowance. Despite this gesture of good faith from the unions, the government is still adamant and has demonstrated bad faith. This has oftentimes culminated in high-level dependency and disaffection for leadership. We have had to hang on the thin line, with our members complaining bitterly.
Three tertiary teacher unions here in the Upper West region have given government up to the 13th of this month to honor its commitment and promises to them or risk series of industrial actions. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Latif Mahama.